Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Let's talk facts. Got a few things to go over today. I want to kind of start off with the injury report. Cowboys got some good news, but then there is some bad news. Got some good news, but then there is some bad news. From everything that I'm seeing, let me see where we are here. Everything that I'm seeing, the bad news is DaRon Bland is not playing again. DaRon Bland is not playing again. And I am telling y'all, something stinks here. I think DaRon Bland has something that is wrong with him that is a little bit more serious than the Dallas Cowboys are leading or telling us. There is something seriously wrong with DaRon Bland because we knew why they brought him back from we knew why they brought him back from injured reserve. I mean, they brought him back from injured reserve because if they leave him on injured reserve, there's not a chance they can bring him back for the regular season. And so what's going on, it looks like with DaRon Bland, I'm hoping that he doesn't have surgery or something. Or if he did have surgery, I mean, something's not right with DaRon Bland. Something's not right. And the question is, what's going on, Confident? The question is, should DaRon Bland even come back at this point? I mean, he's not going to play this week. And it leads me to believe if he's not going to play this week, is he going to play next week? When do you get to the point with someone like a DaRon Bland? Do you shut him down for the season? You definitely don't bring him back if he's 90% in a season like this. I mean, we talked about it this morning. I believe that Jerry Jones had a plan. He was going to do a planned demolition, and the team was going to win just enough games, but he could still do a rebuild the way he wanted to. But the injury bug has just depleted this team. And so even as players get healthy, you just wonder what their psyche is, because what are they getting, are they excited about coming back? I mean, what's going to be the deal when they come back? What's going on, Roberta? And so DaRon Bland, he seems to have something very serious going on. So the question is, do we bring back DaRon Bland? But it looks like, again, DaRon Bland not going to play. We also have on the list, Zach Martin may be out. Zach Martin may be out. And you know what? The way he's been playing, I don't really know if that's bad for the Cowboys. I mean, I really don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Is it a bad thing if Zach Martin doesn't play? I mean, is it really a big deal? I mean, because, man, Zach Martin has not been Zach Martin. Zach Martin has absolutely not been Zach Martin. I mean, he's allowed as many quarterback pressures, if I'm not mistaken. He's allowed more pressures this season almost than he's allowed his entire career. I mean, this is really where Zach Martin is right now. He's a shell of himself out there. So he's not the same. So he may not play. He may not play. So I don't know. Is it a bad idea if he doesn't play? I mean, I think there are a lot of people. Let's see here. I think there are a lot of people that if they had their way, this would be the young man that's starting right here. If a lot of people had their way, they would want TJ Bass to start. I mean, it's that bad with Zach Martin, y'all. I mean, it's literally that bad. I mean, I never thought I would see a day where people would be talking about Zach Martin sitting. Zach Martin sitting. I mean, it doesn't even sound right to say. I mean, we know he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but Zach Martin, y'all, he's just not the same. He is not the same. He's not. And so, what's up, Danny? What's going on? Nisi says, let's see it pull up here. Deron probably said, I'll come back when McCarthy leaves, or maybe he's getting the call from Quinn. Crazy. But the question becomes, I mean, it's getting to a point, and I think there's something seriously wrong with DeRon Bland. I really do. I think there's something seriously wrong with DeRon Bland, and they're either hiding it or something. But there is something wrong with DeRon Bland. Also, I see Brother Andre, what's going on again? He's saying, Andre says, shut Bland down. I agree. I think y'all to shut Bland down. Bland got something going on, y'all. Bland has got something going on. And let the young guys play. And Zach Martin, I'm sure you're saying it might be a good thing with Zach Martin. Andre is saying that Micah Parsons is back. Micah Parsons is back. And there is an entire write-up on Micah Parsons I was looking at the other day. And assuring y'all, there's a reason why Jerry Jones has put up with a lot of this stuff that Micah Parsons does. Micah Parsons is probably the kind of player that Jerry Jones likes. He brings a lot of attention. That podcast, as controversial as it is, I haven't heard a peep out of Jerry Jones. I haven't heard a peep out of him. And so I think Jerry Jones likes it, and Micah Parsons tells a story about him and Jerry Jones. And he said he loves Jerry Jones. He tells a story about how I guess they were in Vegas, and Jerry Jones and him, I guess they kind of stayed in the same motel or something. And Jerry Jones walked downstairs and he saw Micah Parsons, and he asked Micah Parsons, was he going to the game? And he said he wasn't. And Jerry said, come to the game with me. And he's talking about they chopped it up and all these types of things. And, talks about how Jerry Jones is good for the team. He likes the kind of owner that he is. Micah Parsons will definitely be re-signed by the Cowboys. There is no doubt in my mind. He is the type of player Jerry likes on this team. He's the type of player. He brings a lot of attention. Danny said Zach Martin ain't too much pizza. That's why he's sitting out. Man, I'm telling you, something going on with him. Something is going on with him. Nisi says, I still say that strength and coordinating coach needs to go. I've never seen this team with this many injuries. They have been decimated with injuries. Andre says, go on to the Super Bowl. Micah Parsons is not going anywhere. Hey, I'm telling you, he love him some Jerry, man. And Jerry love him some Micah Parsons. That's why he's not saying anything about anything they're saying. Nothing. And let's pile on for a moment. You've got to ask yourself, what is going on? The coaching job that Mike McCarthy is doing, he's still the coach. The coaching job the offensive line coach is doing, he still got a job. It's no wonder the strength and positioning coach, why wouldn't he still have a job? I mean, he seems to be fitting into this Keystone Cop coaching job that's going on, minus the defense, as in Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer has been doing his thing, y'all. Oh, excuse me. Mike Zimmer's been doing his thing, y'all, with little or nothing. Nisi says, oh, Michael, Jerry got you. Dez said, don't let Jerry get you one-on-one before signing your contract. Dak Prescott wouldn't let him do it. He tried to give Dak Prescott a call. Stephen Jones tried to give Dak Prescott one of these one-on-one. Nope, didn't want it. Todd Francis a bust. Todd Francis a bust. That's the problem right there. All those coaches need to get fired from the head coach to the trainers. It's crazy. But it's like they're all fitting into that plan. Soft rebuild. We'll win just enough games to kind of keep people off our back, but we won't win too many games to where maybe we can't get where we want to get in the draft. Because I think even if they go 9-7 in that range, it still gets them probably mid-pack in the draft, or maybe a little bit better. But I do believe that Jerry didn't plan on it being this bad. But that's what happens when you don't have a football mind. Again, Nisi brought it up. The word contingency comes to mind. And, you think about this issue with Dak Prescott, and the big talk is right now with Dak Prescott is, should Dak Prescott come back? Because I'm really concerned about Dak Prescott. Tyron Smith had a similar injury to Dak Prescott, and his entire hamstring was torn off the bone. Dak Prescott, that avulsion tendon, I guess, or whatever they're calling it, I don't know this doctor language, but it's crazy. They're saying that it's halfway off the bone. So Dak, through rest, 4 to 6 weeks, surgery, definitely 6 weeks. And so Dak is consulting with getting a second opinion to see if there's a possibility he could come back on the field. And I still think that even that is predicated on if I think Dak wants to come back regardless. But I'm just telling you I don't think they should rush Dak back on this. I really don't. And I really think the way the season has been going, I think that you're hoping against hope. We're watching an owner and a coach. They're at war with each other. And they're not admitting it. They're doing things for the camera, but they're at war with each other. Because Ezekiel Elliott, no doubt in my mind, not even based on performance, Ezekiel Elliott should be cut. If Zeke has been doing everything they're talking about he's been doing, Zeke should be cut. But Zeke is back in practice, getting ready to play the game, and you're going to see this whole dilemma going on again. I won't be surprised. And you know what? Let me play, I hate to say play devil's advocate. Sherman, I think he's going to try his best to get back. But I hope if he does, make sure you're 100%. But let me play devil's advocate, as much as I hate to say that. Maybe, just maybe, we already know that Mike McCarthy has had a problem with running the ball. But what if some of that is based upon the fact he doesn't want to run the ball because Ezekiel Elliott is here. And he doesn't want to give Jerry the satisfaction of running Zeke. Maybe that's a part of it. But Zeke is back in he's back at practice. So that means he's obviously not going to be a healthy scratch this week. And if he's out, he's going to play. And y'all saw, I played it a couple of days ago, how Jerry was, he's this great guy. And, he's a great guy, but at the same time, he's been late and he's been not coming to meetings. But he's a great guy. Okay, he's a great guy, but is he a great teammate? Because you didn't bring him back to be a great guy. You brought him back to be a great teammate, Jerry. Y'all said he was going to be a leader on the team. But he's not. He's not a leader on the team. If Dak can't play, put Trey in and let Dak call the play. We're going to go to that in a moment. We're going to talk about this thing with Trey Lance. It needs to be talked about. Hey, man, I love your show. Great fact. Appreciate you, Sherman. So, I'm about to give y'all some proof. I could be 100% wrong. I'm about to give y'all some proof that Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy are at war. And I guess they're trying to keep it copacetic, whatever the term is. I think they're trying to keep it cordial. I'm about to show you. Mike McCarthy is about to burn down the Dallas Cowboys front office. Y'all ready? Watch this. I ran across this today looking for something else, and I came across this. Landlord from Alabama reposted this on X. Stargazer Sports Media over on X. She reports this. I mean, he basically copied what he reposted what she reported. Oh, wow. Mike McCarthy is about to set this thing on fire. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the tea? I know y'all ready for the tea. Watch this. Mike McCarthy goes off script. He about to go ether on this thing. Let's roll it.
You've talked a lot about being a draft and develop coach, and that's a bedrock principle of what you do. And you've also mentioned several times this year being green, which is another part of being a draft and develop team. How key is it every offseason when you're draft and develop like you are to analyze kind of that veteran safety net on how many of them you let go so you don't leave yourself too young in certain areas? I mean, how big a part of that is then the evaluation year in, year out?
Well, I do think the formula, and it's hard to do it every year because you got the whole financial realm over here that's critical to the process of putting together a roster. But you know, and I learned this first time I really saw it happen was probably in Kansas City, but was more in tune with it when I went to Green Bay. Is, you know, you try to make sure through veteran free agency you have, you know, the spots full, or at least, you know, you can go play a game today if you had to in April, and then you're able to, you know, you're not drafting for need. I mean, you try to stay away from drafting for need, but that's not, you know, some years it's not practical. So and I've been there even in a draft and develop program in 13 years. I mean, we said we were BPA, best play available all the time, but you know, there are times we were not. So, and I think so that happens. So, I personally, as a head coach, would really, you know, when you're signing veterans in camp and you know you're doing things at the end, that I think that's a pretty big challenge. It doesn't because it's happened more this year, it seems, than I haven't been exposed to as much. Because I think, you know, if you can have everybody here in April, when that draft's over and you line up and you got that 90-man roster, if you can get to work on continuity and consistency, I think that's a huge factor in the start of your season. Because if you can just get started in September, because September to me is the best opportunity to win games. I personally don't think the quality of football is the best of my coaching career in September. So to me, that from experience, I think there's more opportunities to win. So if you can at least get out the gate and get started, and I think having all your people there in April helps you do that. So, but then boom, here comes the injuries. You know, timing injuries, rookies playing. You know when they play is too. So all these are factors through experience you learn to navigate too. But you know, we all play by the same rules. So it's not that, you know, we have something different than others. That's not my point. But that's all part of the challenge, and that's why that makes this game so great, and that's why this league is so hard.
It seems like, again, every year that is your principle, and you carry it through every year, but you have different numbers of starters who are on that second level who are up in a certain year than other years, and sometimes you lose 6 or 7, sometimes you lose 2.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to catch lightning in a bottle and go win a Super Bowl. Hell, I mean, it's awesome, but you know, go to the playoffs every year. I mean, that's hard. Sustained success in the National Football League is by far the hardest thing going. I mean, when you see teams that are in it every single year, that's a hell of a football program. I mean, they're doing things the right way on all three quadrants. You know, their player instruction, you know, their player drafting, and their player finance. All three of those components are functioning at a very high level. So, you know, being a one-year wonder, you know, and it's happened, you know, and it's important. I mean, if you can get in the playoffs and play your best football in December and January, it's been proven. You'll have a great opportunity to maybe win one. But to build it for the long haul, you have to draft and develop. I mean, I don't know any other way. I mean, the numbers tell you that. The depth of your football team is critical to that. So those are all very, very important factors.
Mike McCarthy set that podium on fire. Did y'all catch all the stuff that he said? That man ethered Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Ethered them. That dude set that thing on fire. Do y'all hear what Mike McCarthy just said? Let's break some of these points down that he made. Watch this. The first one that he made. Stay away from drafting for need. Mike McCarthy said don't build your team through the draft. What is Jerry Jones doing, y'all? Tell me what he doing. What is Jerry Jones doing, y'all? Jerry Jones is building his team through the draft. Wait. Hold on a second. What do you mean building through the draft? What are you talking about, Mike McCarthy? No free agents. What? Mike McCarthy ethered Jerry Jones right there on that podium. Ethered him. Wait a minute. What else you talking about? What else you talking about? Wait a minute. No free agency? No trades? Ethered him. Wait a minute. Nisi, have we not been talking about it? Player development. Don't bring me players and throw them in the fire. Let's keep a cycle in here. Let's mix some veterans in. Let's mix some trades in. And then we bring our young guys under them and we let them develop into those starting positions. We got the backups out here playing. We got the backups, the guys who we supposed to be, the people who we're supposed to be developing. We got them out here playing. What? Mike McCarthy ethered that thing. Set it on fire. I cannot wait to hear what Jerry Jones has to say tomorrow morning. Burnt that thing down on him. Stay away from drafting for need. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't the nuclear bomb. What's going on, sports junkie? That wasn't the nuclear bomb. Y'all ready for the nuclear bomb? This man said, everybody. Wait. Everybody? Who you talking about? Everybody need to be in training camp in April. What? What could he be talking about, y'all? Y'all help me out. What could he be talking about? Because I wonder if he's talking about the fact that CD Lamb, the whole off season, was not in training camp. And all of the whatever it is, whatever this wavelength, that this connection, whatever it is that this cerebral thing that CD Lamb and Dak Prescott built all the way into the last playoff game. Do y'all know they finished playing football, around December? If you go to the Super Bowl, it's January. And then we don't even realize it. And this year we're going to do it because this is my first year doing this channel. Well, football starts right back up in April. It starts right back up. And so you get to continue a connection that you started in that season, and you take it all the way into the season. Y'all know what Jerry Jones did? We're not going to pay Dak. We're not going to pay CD Lamb. We're going to bring him in and let him trot out on the field at the start for the first time. No spring training. No Oxnard. No, the first time he steps onto the field is at the start in Dallas. And then we're talking about we're going to bring him up to speed. Mike McCarthy just eat the Jerry Jones. You want me to build a team and you don't have the team here to September? All 90 players, including the draft, everybody who gets drafted, everybody who's supposed to be under contract. I'm not talking about under contract. Everybody who needs to be under contract, supposed to be under contract. All 90 of that roster needs to be in camp. Doing things at the end. Can I translate what he said? He set me up for failure. Boy, Mike McCarthy said, boy, you want to talk about said it with his chest? Mike McCarthy ethered Jerry Jones right there on the podium. Ethered him. I bet you that thing's still burning up. That thing's still burning. Shoot, Mike McCarthy just said, Mike McCarthy just said, this ain't how I operate. See, where I come from, you hit it right on the head, Andre. See, where I come from, we keep a steady flow of veterans playing the game. We bring the young guys. And see, we don't go in there and say, oh, man, we're not going to pay the running back. We're not going to pay the running back this season. We're not going to play the quarter. We're not going to pay the quarterback this season. We're not going to pay our top wide receiver this season. We're not going to pay the left guard this season, the left tackle this season. We're not going to pay him this season. We're just going to let him walk out the door, and we're going to bring somebody in the draft. Foolishness. You want to know why Guyton is struggling so bad? You want to know why Guyton is so bad? You get lucky sometime with a BB. But everybody ain't BB. Everybody ain't Martin. Everybody ain't Travis Frederick. You got to have player development. You start looking at the players who are getting a little older, and then you bring in their replacement, and you let them work under them and work under them. And about the third or the fourth season, the season before that contract is ready to bust, guess what you do? Now you work him in the game. Now you can trade that veteran away. You don't have to cut him. Trade him away. Get another draft pick. Guess what you're doing? Player development. I got a farm going. I don't let guys go because I don't pay them. I bring in their replacements, I develop them, and when they're ready, if I don't have to let go of that old veteran, I don't let go of that old veteran. I trade him. I trade him. There'll be some casualties, but I'm going to trade the ones. I'm going to trade the ones who are really good. Let me tell y'all something about Bill Belichick. Do y'all know if Zach Martin was playing for Bill Belichick, he would have got traded last year? Bill Belichick don't let you play on his team until you decline. Bill Belichick will let you hit the precipice of your talent while developing the guy under you. And when that guy's developed, you know what Bill Belichick does? Bye-bye. You don't believe me? Guess who we tried to do it to? Guess who Bill Belichick tried to play or develop and take out of New England? None other than Thomas Edward Brady. Do y'all know that Bill bought in Jimmy Garoppolo, developed him under Tom Brady, and the moment he saw a little bit of decline in Tom Brady, what did he do? That joker tried to get rid of Tom Brady. Mike McCarthy said, that's where I come from. Not necessarily Bill Belichick, but I come from that school of thought. We don't draft for need. I give Mike McCarthy this because I know it to be true. He always kept a quarterback on the bench. It was nothing for them to spend a first-round draft pick on a quarterback and let him sit for 3 or 4 years. See, Mike McCarthy is talking about this new generation. I talked about it before. They want the genie in the bottle. See, this is the new generation. Hey, we get a rookie. And if he's pretty good, we get him on his rookie contract, surround him with players, and we go and win the Super Bowl. Yay! Don't work like that. That ain't working the way people think it is. It takes time to develop a quarterback. And if if you're going to bring him in, watch what happened. See, y'all think that Patrick Mahomes is the wonder kid and that he was born from a football. And the moment he stepped on the field in the pros, he was ready to go. No, he stepped on that field a year before. You know what helped him out? Patrick Mahomes will tell you himself. Alex Smith. Alex Smith helped develop Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid had a great system that accelerated Patrick Mahomes. Mike McCarthy is saying something. The reason why we're in the situation that we're in is that we didn't have a player development system. And we tried, and watch this. Y'all listen to him pat himself on the back. I agree with him to a degree. I said it before. The great teams, he's talking about himself, y'all. He's saying, look at what I did. I went 12 straight seasons. I went 3 straight seasons, 12 wins. Did you catch what he said? The good teams, the good ones, they win year after year. They're always in the playoffs. Did he say they win in the playoffs? No, because he's not going to condemn himself. But he says they go to the playoffs year after year. And I'm going to give Mike McCarthy this because I've already said it. I give it to him what he's saying. Jerry Jones has to be one of the most insane GM/owners I've ever seen. You got a team like you had last year. I will argue that team last year was 2 players away from a Super Bowl. And when I look at the NFC landscape this year, I think that same team with 2 extra players wrecked the entire NFC. They walk in. They walk in this year. They walk in. You bring that same team back. You bring in another running back, not Zeke. You keep Tony Pollard and you bring in another running back. Or if you're going to go with Rico Dowdle, bring in I'm sorry, you're too close to the Super Bowl. I'm bringing in Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley. You're too close to the Super Bowl. I'm running that whole team back. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. On defense, Bobby Wagner was still available again. Dan, stay. Please stay, Dan. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will not only get you Bobby Wagner, I'm going to even bring in Hassan Reddick. That's what I'm going to do. Dak, CD, tell you what we're doing. We're going all in. We're going all in. I'm not going to sign any contracts. Or if I do sign, we're going to sign these contracts and we're going to fix them till we're going to push your money way down the road. I want to sign all these players. We're going to get y'all signed earlier. We're not waiting until all this nonsense in April and May. No, we're signing these contracts in January. We're not waiting to no leave. If they do that, this is what Mike McCarthy's talking about. When you win year after year, you're in the playoffs year after year. Why would you say, blow it up? Mike hot, y'all. Mike is hot. Mike sees exactly what Jerry is doing, and he destroyed him in that. I'm telling you, about time. About doggone time, Mike. Niecy said Bill would have let Zach go when he held off that contract. See you later. He'd have traded him. Oh, you want a trip on a contract? Who want him? And it would have been the perfect time because he was still good. Now he's on the decline. And this is when the Joneses start doing dumb stuff. We don't get anything for these top tier players because we wait too late to do anything with them. Mike McCarthy tired of stupidity. No coach and quarterback can succeed in this political dysfunctional organization. Mike pushing back. This is so true. Look at this. Don't worry. The Redskins quarterback on hit the wall too. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Keith Rivera, that will be the one time I would be happy he's talking on that podcast. I'm telling y'all. Mike McCarthy is tired of this nonsense. Let's break down another statement he said. Everyone needs to be here in April. Jerry is stupid prolonging these contracts. You should have never drew those contracts out. These people should have been here in April. So everyone is ready by September. Everyone. Did y'all catch what he said? CeeDee Lamb wasn't ready. Dak Prescott blew my mind last week. Dak Prescott said, it wasn't last week, it was the week before last. Dak Prescott said CeeDee Lamb walked up to him and said, "We're back." Wait. You're talking about the San Francisco game, right? The 7th game of the season? We're back. 7 games in? Y'all tell me who you beating. Who are you beating? If you're not ready until the 7th game of the season, who are you beating? Mike ethered this man. He ethered him. He did. And he mentions this whole issue. He said, watch, he said, but, that's a part of the challenge in this league. No, it's not. That's a part of the challenge of playing with the Joneses. That's what the challenge is. Because other teams, Mike, and you know full well, the team that you came from, they're not doing this. The Green Bay Packers let Jordan Love sit on the bench for 3 whole years. Comes in on his 4th season, has a pretty good mid, little bit better than mid. He didn't really take off until right about game 7 or 8-ish. And then he took off and parlayed it into a 250. I can't remember the exact number, but he parlayed it into at the time, it's the biggest contract, if I'm not mistaken, in the NFL, and then people start coming behind him. They developed Jordan Love the same way they developed Aaron Rodgers when Brett Favre was there. Yeah, Mike McCarthy is right when what he's saying. He says, I'm not used to this. He's saying this stuff that Jerry Jones is doing is nothing but bullcorn. That's exactly what he's saying. Mike McCarthy is like a battered woman screaming for help, speaking through code language, giving these code words, giving these eye signals. Mike McCarthy is saying, this ain't my fault, y'all. Only place I fault Mike McCarthy is in his play calling. He could do better than that. Because if you're going to do this to Jerry Jones in the public, then doggone it, you should have been calling the plays that you want to too if he's trying to make you call the plays. This man destroyed Jerry Jones, and he defended himself. I've had sustained success. I went 12 straight wins, 12 straight wins, 3 seasons in a row. And the only reason why we're not winning now, we have no player development, and Jerry Jones let go of all the talent. Destroyed him. Destroyed him. Can't wait for the comeback. He just put this ball in Jerry Jones' court. Can't wait for the comeback. Oh, man. Derrick Henry trade DK Metcalf running ban. DK Metcalf. But instead, what does Jerry Jones do? Jerry Jones goes and lies to the entire media. He says, we can't sign any players because of the contract that we're going to give Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. Meanwhile, everybody else, we don't even want to talk about it. Because if you talk about it, then it makes too much sense. Philadelphia Eagles gave A.J. Brown an extension. Philadelphia Eagles, they signed Devontae Smith. Philadelphia Eagles got Jalen Hurts on a huge contract. Philadelphia Eagles went out and got Saquon Barkley. Philadelphia Eagles is out here doing all kinds of work. That even if I'm not mistaken, it's either Terrence Parsons or Dak Prescott's brother said that the Philadelphia Eagles have the best front office in football. Why did they say that? I'd have to challenge them because the Detroit Lions, they went out and signed 11 players and gave Jared Goff the bag. We can't do it because our fans are brainwashed into Dak's contract is too big. No, we've been brainwashed. And Mike McCarthy is blowing the lid off this. I'm tired of this, y'all. It's not my fault. Big Mike is going to make Jerry mad. Big Mike done made Jerry mad. Tow him up. Sports Junkie, appreciate the super chat. Mike not holding his tongue. He probably feel like he's going to get fired. So he's letting it all hang out. Straight shot at Jerry. The truth exposed. Boom. I'm going to tell y'all something, boy. Mike ain't walking like me. Mike ain't walking like me. Because see now, I'm about to tell y'all something. I'm about to start strutting up in this thing now. Okay. Dak Prescott gone now. Okay. You done left me with this team. Okay, I got you. Oh, I'm about to start acting a monkey. I'm this little kid when they say don't go in the grocery store touching on stuff. Oh, I'm all up in the grapes, y'all. I'm about to eat the grapes up in this thing. I'm going to walk around, grapes in my hand. I'm going to be over here eating up all the almonds. I'm about to go up in here and act a fool up in this thing. I'm about to call any game I want to. I'm going to put Zeke on the bench. I don't care if you like it. I'm going to do whatever I want to because you ain't going to. If you going to do this, fire me. I dare you. I dare you to fire me. What's going on, Angie? I dare you to fire me. You still going to pay me? You still going to pay me? Fire me. Boy, this boy Mike McCarthy, man, I appreciate it, man. That boy Mike McCarthy went off, man. I want to turn my attention to something else. I'm pretty hot right now. I already told y'all about old James Jones. James Jones, he goes up here and he just propagates that Dak Prescott quit on his team. No. I know what's going on because, he said that we know he quit on his team because Dak said this team sucks. Like, it's funny. James Jones talks about the fact that he's been in the locker room and he sees what hurt looks like and he's want to give us his experience. But I got problems because I bet you can find many NFL players that will tell you a story. They'll tell you a story of a person, a Hall of Fame player even. I bet you they'll tell you that there's a time in that player's his career where he said that the team sucks. But Dak Prescott, he quit on his team because he said the team sucks. It's kind of strange, isn't it? I don't know if you've ever played organized sports, but I'm sure if you've played organized sports, that there has been a point in a game. There's been a point in a game or a point in the season to where you're stinking it up. And you just say to one of your teammates, man, we suck. I mean, you're not saying it it's not like you're saying it in a way to where you're trying to say you're quitting on the team. You're just stating the fact of a matter. You're like, man, we suck, man. We suck. Who hasn't said, man, this is pitiful, man. This is pitiful. I'm sure that there is somebody who has done that before. And it's amazing to me, y'all. It's amazing to me that James Jones tried to relate to us his football experience. And he said that he quit on the team because he said he got an injury. And he says that his proof is because he said that the team sucks. Do y'all know the internet is an amazing thing? The internet is an amazing thing, y'all. Because you can actually find stuff like this if you just search on the internet hard enough, that there are people who have said their team suck. And they didn't quit on the team. And they wasn't even injured. They just said the team suck. And they're fed up with it. Yep, dumb fans believe anything the Joneses tell them. They do. Keith said Mike need to call the domestic violence hotline because Jerry Pitt abused him since he's been a head coach and refused to get any offensive defensive help. Mike said, I'm battered up in this thing, y'all. Look at my eyes. They twitching. I'm giving y'all some signs. Told James Jones to do that dumb segment to get views. It's strange that James Jones jumped to that conclusion. Let me let you hear somebody else who said once upon a time that his team sucked. But he said it in ways that Dak Prescott never said it. Can I translate that for somebody? Maybe we need some translation. Do we realize that Troy Aikman just said the team sucks because of the coaches? That's what Dak Prescott was saying. See, the problem with Dak Prescott, my quarterback, absolutely love Dak Prescott. But Dak Prescott needs to start walking. He's a very humble man, but he needs to start walking with just a little bit more swagger. See, you see what Troy Aikman was doing? Troy Aikman said nobody blocking. Nobody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And the coaches are walking around here patting everybody on the butt. I just wonder if the $231 million man who can't nobody fire because he's still going to get paid. I wonder what would happen if Dak Prescott said it with his chest and walked on the sideline and said, we suck. All these delay of games, false starts, don't know the snap count, hiking the ball early. I wonder what they would be saying if Dak Prescott was carrying on like this. That's what he needs to do. See, he told it to Troy Lane. He told it to Trey Lance. Now, don't tell it to Trey Lance, Dak. Walk up and down that sideline and say, we suck. Say it. Do CeeDee Lamb like you did Dez Bryant in your rookie season. He walking off and you grabbed him by the shoulder pads. I'm sorry. I don't know about y'all. I'm more afraid of Dez Bryant than I am of CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb look like he'll do a lot of talking. I'm sorry. Dez Bryant is from East Texas where I'm from. And if you look at Dez Bryant, he like he ain't gonna do no talking. That's what we need to see more of. This stuff is dumb. This stuff is dumb. And James Jones jumping to these gigantic conclusions, talking about because he said we suck. And the problem is he shouldn't have said it. He shouldn't have been trying to hide it. He should have walked right up to the camera. We suck. And in the press conference, Dak, what are you talking about? You're not watching? We suck. This social media era age has taken, even James Jones is falling into this. James Jones is dumb if he's telling me. He's a liar if he's telling us. He ain't never heard one of his teammates say, we suck. Man, that's dumb stuff. That's stupid. That's absolutely stupid. Dak was showing more emotion in that game. He's fired up as well. Stupid talk, man. It's plain stupid talk. CD is a... It just says CD Lamb. It's a runway. Man, let me tell you something. Man. These folk wouldn't made a deal with Dez Bryant, man. These folk wouldn't made a deal with Dez Bryant. James Jones talking about because he said we suck. That's why he quit on the team, because he barely got a hit. Shut up. You stupid. Man lost his mama to cancer. Brother committed suicide. Broke his foot. Beat it on the carpet trying to straighten it out. Broke his thumb, came back early. Man, you crazy. This man has been criticized more than any quarterback in the league over the last 7 years. They talked about this man like a dog for straight 7 years, and he didn't quit in them years. He waits until he get a $60 million contract. He waits until now, and now he says, I give up. About to get married, has a daughter. Now I'm giving up. Man, you stupid. James Jones, you stupid. And I'm laughing because, watch this, y'all. I can't play it because they're so petty. They're not like all the other networks. They know what their stuff, they know that their stuff is trash. But if they really had some sense, they would actually be letting YouTubers share their stuff, because that's actually how you get more views. That's how people go and look at your stuff, because we'll put your stuff in the comment. I mean, we'll put your stuff in the description, and we'll send people to watch your any of your programs. No, not FS1, because you get a copyright strike if you use their stuff. But let me show you and you know what? This really sums it up. Emmanuel Acho is screaming for James Jones to give an apology. This man gave a 2-3 minute rant about Dak Prescott quit on his team. And his apology was barely 30 seconds. And you know what he said? He said, my bad. You see this man right here? He fits his name. You know what he said? He said he wouldn't apologize. He said social media was enough and he wouldn't apologize again. And he said, that was your opinion. You know what? This is the problem with these new sports shows. While we do want your opinion sometimes, but I got news for you. Newsflash. We also want your opinion based on the facts. We want the facts. And then we can take your opinion if they line up with the facts. But I can't take your opinion when they don't line up with the facts. Because if your opinion don't line up with the facts, then they're not facts and they're just an opinion. And there's slander is what it is. It's slander if I'm saying something just based on my opinion. Or I at least need to say I don't know anything. No, it's dumb. And this is his response. My bad. No. You don't need to tell us you're bad. No, you don't. I used to say this about people in the church. There would be people in the church, they stand up on Sunday, and they would stand up and say, oh, I want the church to pray for me and forgive me because I've sinned. I fornicated. I fornicated this past week and I fell short. Oh, okay. We're going to pray for you. Okay, pray for me because I'm going to still go back and do it again. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. It's not that I'm going to stop. I just want you to pray. No, you're not actually confessing. You just giving a testimony and telling us what you already doing, and you're not going to stop doing it. So for James Jones to say, oh, my bad. No, see, you're not telling us nothing we didn't already know. When you say I didn't have all the information and I said something based on the information that I didn't have. See, hold on, James. You're just telling us something we already knew. See, what we're waiting on, James Jones, is we're waiting on, when are you going to tell us the part that we don't know? The part that I'm sorry, I was stupid. I should have never done it and I'll never do it again. If I was his bosses, this man wouldn't be sitting up here today. He'd have gave that apology from a camera on his phone at home. I'd have suspended him for an entire week. I'd have docked his pay I'd have told him, you know what? Because Emmanuel Acho said, this is not the kind of show we're going to have. What, the Skip Bayless show? The Skip Bayless show where you just say anything? You just say anything. Like Skip Bayless. Emmanuel Acho said we were not going to do that, and that's exactly what these dodos are doing. It's not enough. There's people who are talking about him on X. It's not enough, y'all. It's not enough. Look at this. We're not watching this garbage anymore. Not enough. Look at what Tariq Acuna put. Perfect. He said, not enough. Went on a rant about him quitting on his team, but the apology is short and sweet. Stupid. This show is trash. Speaking and not knowing the facts make you all look ignorant and pathetic. You can keep my bad and put it where the sun don't shine. Don't assume anything. You made an ASS out of yourself just like Shady does it all the time. I told my wife last night, she said, you was just talking about James Jones and how he different. Let me help y'all with something. Birds of a feather hang together. I don't care how solid you are, how upstanding you are, how strong you are, how good you are, how great you are. I don't care how good you are. You start hanging around clowns at the circus. Before you know it, you got on a round nose, you got on white makeup, you got on big floppy shoes, and you walking around looking like the Joker. That's what happened when you hang around clowns. This is stupid. This man said, my bad. My bad. Look at this. Look at Kabongo. Can you have one conversation about Dak without talking about his salary? Do y'all know Dak Prescott's salary is not his character? Dak Prescott's salary is just a representation of the fact that he earned that money, no matter if anybody likes it or not. Big Boy Entertainment says giving a thesis on believing Dak quit, then doubling down on it by saying he didn't do all he could to get back on the field. Just go apologize with a 2-word apology is beyond unprofessional and will damage his credibility going forward. This is insane, man. This is insane. This is everything wrong with this doggone franchise right now. And I'm about to give y'all the one. This is the one. Y'all ready for the mic drop? Y'all ready for the mic? I'm about to mic drop on y'all. I could literally sign off right now. Sports Media, I appreciate you. Sports Media said, thank you for that $5 super chat. Sports Media said, I wish Dak would clap back at the media sometimes too. I love Dak, but I wish he had a little bit more hood in him. Stop these people from playing with you. Woo, wait a minute. Sports Junkie. I'm about to give y'all the mic drop. You know what got me hot though? I'm about to tell y'all what got me hot, and I'm still hot about it. Where is Dak Prescott's team? Help me out, y'all. This the part that got me hot. Where's his team? Where's his team? I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. Michael Parsons has a podcast. I'm calling the Bleacher Report. Hey, guys, I need to go on another day. I got something going on I need to talk about. I need to get off my chest. I done went on that podcast and absolutely destroyed James Jones. Where are the players? Where are the Dallas Cowboy players? I see the fans. I've seen the YouTubers like me, the Dak Attack, Mark Holmes. I've seen us. I'm sure there's some others like Sports Junkie. I'm sure there's some other ones like us. But y'all know what I'm not seeing? When are the players? When is CeeDee Lamb? When is he going to come out and say, this is a lie? Man, I'm telling you, they wouldn't have been able to control me this week. I wish they'd have came to my locker for the midweek interviews talking about this game with Philadelphia. Hold on a second. We ain't talking about Philadelphia today. I'm about to go off on James Jones. I'm going off. You're not saying this about my quarterback. Not if I'm on that team. Not if I've been with this man and I've seen what he's been through and what he's overcome. No, you're not doing this to my quarterback. All silliness aside, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm about to ether somebody on 105.3 The Fan tomorrow. I'm about to ether somebody. I'm Mike McCarthy. You think I ether Jerry Jones? I'm going after James Jones. I'm going to make it my business. And he's my friend. I'm going after James Jones. You barking up the wrong tree, buddy. Not this man right here, I know. Not this man. He is not. And you know what? Emmanuel Acho actually made a point. I'm going to give Emmanuel Acho some credit. Emmanuel Acho said Jerry Jones did Dak Prescott a disservice when he announced that Dak Prescott was going on injured reserve. And you know what? I thought Dak was on injured reserve. That's been the whole conversation. And then we start finding out after James Jones opens up his mouth, we find out that Dak Prescott's not even on injured reserve and he's fighting it. Why does he need a second opinion if he wants to quit? He needs a second opinion to quit? Dak Prescott can just say on principle alone. It's a very serious injury. Tyron Smith had it in 2022. It kept him out multiple weeks. I can't remember, but I don't think we saw Tyron Smith till almost, the 12th game of the season, somewhere in there. I saw what this did to Tyron Smith. Just to be safe, I'm going to sit it out, and I'm going to go ahead and let Cooper Rush finish the season. It's not what Dak Prescott said. So James Jones drew from a statement that I'm sure that is common talk. I've heard people say when they're losing, man, we suck today. What is the big deal? If you suck that day. Where is this team? Where's this team? I mean, Dak might need to really think about this. It's got me kind of rethinking some things because it's got me like, maybe Dak should have tested free agency and found a team that wanted him. I've said it before. Everybody keep asking the question. Why is Dak Prescott open field for anybody who wants to talk about him? Y'all know where it began? It began with his owner. I teach my son something. And if y'all got children and grandchildren, little brothers, little sisters, I hope you teach them the same thing. If folk watch you mistreat your wife, your husband, your little brothers, your older brothers, if they watch y'all talk about each other, if they watch sisters talk about sisters, if they watch sisters and brothers talk about each other, and y'all dog and degrade each other, they're going to do it too. You teach people how to treat you. You teach people how to treat people you love. You teach people how to treat people you respect. And if you talk down to people that are supposed to be someone important in your life, they do it too. So Jerry Jones. Oh, I like Dak. We're only going as far as he take us. And that's as far as we went. I love you, Dak. I'm going to sign you anyway. I overpaid you. Oh, now I'm hearing from Dak delusional. We got full confidence in Cooper Rush. The only difference between him and Dak Prescott is the situations. So why did you sign Dak Prescott, you dummy? You could have, Cooper Rush, he's barely making $5 million over 2 years. I mean, you dummy. You could have let Dak walk, and I'm sure Cooper Rush, because no one else wanted him, Cooper Rush would have played 2 for 20. You dummy. But if you're going to talk about your quarterback, if you're going to talk about your quarterback, the media is going to do it too. And if the media is going to talk about your quarterback and the owner's not going to say something, and then they're going to do it, and then the players, they're afraid to speak up. They don't want to be in the middle of it, because then you're going to start talking about them. Just like when they did the MVP voting last year. I don't care what anyone says. Dak Prescott won the MVP, but they were afraid to give it to Dak Prescott because they didn't want the media backlash. It's open season on Dak Prescott. It's open season. No one else gets this treatment, y'all. No one else gets this treatment. I'm going to show y'all something, then we're going to move on so I can close out the show. I'm going to show you something that's strange to me. I'm going to show you something absolutely strange. There's a report going around about the golden boy, Trevor Lawrence. It is being said that Trevor Lawrence, and let me see if I can find it. I had it up early, and So Trevor Lawrence, y'all. Trevor Lawrence has a shoulder injury. And Trevor Lawrence, they're talking about he's going to possibly be out this week because of shoulder soreness. He's going to be out. Isn't it strange? James Jones didn't attack Trevor Lawrence. He didn't say Trevor Lawrence quit on the team. He didn't say any of that stuff about Trevor Lawrence. He didn't say Trevor Lawrence is giving up on his team, even though they're saying that Trevor Lawrence can still probably play. He's not saying any of these things about Trevor Lawrence. Why is he not saying these things about Trevor Lawrence? Because Trevor Lawrence is not going to bring you the headlines. Trevor Lawrence is not going to do it. But Dak Prescott, it's open season. He's going to bring you the headlines. And if you talk about Dak Prescott, everybody's going to talk about Dak Prescott. Dallas worth $4 billion when Dak took over $10 million. You better believe he bought value to this franchise. His brother wanted him to leave Dallas, but he refused because he loves Dallas. I wonder if he's rethinking that now, Keith Rivera. I wonder if he's thinking that, because my wife said to me last night, I wish Dak would have left. Nisha said Jerry has been disrespecting Dak since day one. You want to know why? Nisi, I don't have to tell you. You already know why. Because he dethroned his son, Tony Romo. That's why. He has had an out for Dak ever since. Out for him ever since. Dak should have held off on signing that contract. I had a dream of Dak lifting the Lombardi and 49ers jersey. You heard what I said, no cap. Dak would have hit that free agency. I'm telling you, Purdy was not safe. Kyle Shanahan wants a Super Bowl, and I believe he thinks he could get it with Dak Prescott. I'm telling you. Dak should have thought about, Dak deserves all his money dealing with fickle fans and the dumb Joneses. He underpaid, isn't he, Michelle? He never wanted Dak, but they overrode him because they saw what Dak was. And I find it to be strange. You reward a man with a contract, but you punish him by not giving him any players. Well, how dirty can you get? Philip says Cowboys will lose because Rush is another Dak. If Rush was another Dak, he'd be making $60 million. Stop it. Gee, man, you spitting facts. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Keith Rivera is deeper than Garrett wanted him and proved Jerry wrong. He's big mad. It was Jason Garrett who fought Jerry Jones. And then Steven sided with Jerry. I remember them talking about that. Purdy is the only quarterback other than Dak that gets hate like that. It's because they were late picks who proved the experts wrong and they can't stand it. They can't stand it. But I will give John Lynch something. They're not downing Purdy like Dak is getting done. Dak got robbed out of the MVP last year. Lamar wasn't it. He wasn't. They know he wasn't. But they were too afraid to give it to Dak Prescott. They were too afraid. They didn't want the backlash. Trevor Lawrence can't get views. And I don't know if it's because he's white, but I'll just you said it, he white. They hate Dak Prescott, man. It needs to be studied. The hatred for this man needs to be studied on such a level. It is absolutely insane, y'all, how much they hate Dak Prescott. And so I want to finish out the last part of this. Let me see. What do we got here? All right, we got plenty of time. All right, y'all, you know, we can let's keep rolling. So I want to continue on then. So the next issue is Cooper Rush. And a lot of people are talking about Cooper Rush. I put on my thumbnail here. I put kind of a play on words, you know, rush to victory. Rush to victory. And there are some people out there, and it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me. They're literally saying that Cooper Rush, man, like he the savior of the team, man. This man finna come out here and do what Dak couldn't do because he better than Dak Prescott. But I'm going to tell you something. When Dan Orlovsky starts speaking facts, I know the Dallas Cowboys season is terrible. I know it's terrible. It is terrible. When Dan Orlovsky is making more sense than so many folk. Look at this. Let me see if I can put. Here it is. Watch this. Hold on, stay with me, y'all. I'm trying to. If not, I have to go to. I've been looking at this stuff, and I closed out some of my browser stuff, and I closed out. Okay, hold on. Let me go right here. Y'all bear with me. This is hilarious. When Dan Orlovsky is making too much sense. Dan Orlovsky, man, this dude has been the resident Dak Prescott hater. And he came out today and said some stuff that is so much common sense that they didn't want to admit it. But I'm sorry.
Why am I so hungry?
He was speaking facts. You can't get around it. Because he spoke about this thing not just from the perspective of winning. He spoke about it from the ramifications. What would happen if they won? Let me see if I can get here. I watched this morning. I'll delete this later on if they copyright strike me, but I want you to listen to Dan the Man. Boy, Dan about to go off. Y'all listen.
Other way and going in a bad direction.
Absolutely.
Right now.
I mean, whatever chance they had of making something of the season, which many of us didn't think they had anyway, certainly goes down the tubes if you lose now that they have lost their quarterback, it would appear, for at least 4 weeks. So there's a bunch of different things on this game. Cowboys-Eagles, which always means a lot, and this game has different connotations because there's a lot of weird stuff. But you and I had a very similar thought on this, Dan, and that is, if the Cowboys season is hopelessly slipping away, and whether they recognize it or not, it is, they did acquire Trey Lance, who not that long ago was the 3rd pick in the draft. They gave up real compensation to get him. I find it fascinating.
Cowboys are giving up 15 points a game on defense.
When he was 5-1. Okay. So they ain't giving up 15 points a game right now. So not all wins are made.
To Shefty's point, I mean, when they go to the backup, who not that long ago was the 3rd pick in the draft.
Now y'all listen to what Dan the Man is about to say. And I agree with you. Oh, no, Dan Orlovsky, there's no doubt he's a hater. But when Dan Orlovsky starts making sense about the Cowboys, you know the season is bad. And so the question is, should the Dallas Cowboys play Cooper Rush or Trey Lance? And I'm going to play the video, but y'all tell me what you think. Should they play Cooper Rush or should they play Trey Lance? And I'll be honest with you. No hate on Cooper Rush. I think they should play Trey Lance. We know what Cooper Rush is. This team is not the same as it was when Cooper Rush took that team over, when they were getting all of those turnovers, all of those sacks, holding teams to an average of 15 points, catching teams at the right time. The Cincinnati Bengals were in a slump. The Commanders were already terrible. They owned the New York Giants. They played the Rams. The Rams turned it over 3 times. The Cowboys still almost lost the game. And then the Philadelphia Eagles came in and spanked them. We know what Cooper Rush is. Because to me, if you're playing Cooper Rush, and y'all tell me what you think. If you're playing Cooper Rush, you're saying that you believe the season isn't over. That's why you're playing Cooper Rush. You're saying the season isn't over. That's why you're playing Cooper Rush. But if you're being realistic, and you're saying that the season is probably over, why not play Trey Lance? What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? I see you, Crush. Yeah, I mean, I'm questioning it. What do you have to lose? I'm playing Trey Lance. I'm playing Trey Lance. Hey, no cap, I'm with you. One thing we know about Trey Lance, he's big, he's strong, he can run, and he's got a cannon for an arm. Where they need to work with Trey Lance is in between the ears. Why not? Because I'm telling y'all, this isn't a feelings game. Because at the end of the day, do y'all know Cooper Rush is on the last year of that deal? And I bet you this, if Trey Lance don't get picked up, Jerry Jones will pay Trey Lance another $5 million to be the backup, and he'll cut Cooper Rush. Jerry likes Trey Lance. Jerry likes Trey Lance, y'all. And I'm going to tell you how it's probably going to start. What we're going to probably start out with is we're going to start out with the Trey Lance package. The one I think we should have ran against the San Francisco 49ers, no cap. The one that I think we should have had all along. And we should have been seeing somewhere around game number 3 or 4. I'm not paying him $5 million to hold a clipboard with a white iPhone cable in his ear. I'm not doing it. I'd play Trey Lance. Yep, Trey, he can run. I'm playing Trey Lance. I'm playing Trey Lance. And they've already, Jerry Jones, he's already mentioned it. Nisi, you're right. Only preseason tape on Trey. I play Trey. Let Dak call the plays. And you know what? That may sound far-fetched. I would let Dak Prescott call the plays. I would. Rush still be a sitting duck. They're going to get out the rush. They're going to try to. They should do like Tom Landry did with Roger Staubach and Craig Moore and play both of them. And I think that's what they're going to do, Andre. They're already talking about the Trey Lance package now. I'm telling you. Sports Junkie, my bad. Oh, I got you. Hey, it's no problem. Watch this. Let's listen to what Dan says. Watch this.
They gave up real compensation to get him. I find it fascinating.
Cowboys were giving up 15 points a game on defense.
When he was 5-1. Okay. So they ain't giving up 15 points a game right now. So not all wins are made.
To Shefty's point, I mean, when they go to the backup, and in this case it was Cooper Rush, you change around the things that you were doing. They were a team that was able to run the ball with great effectiveness that season. I remember, we all remember the season really vividly, and then when they got hot early with Cooper Rush. Remember Dak hurt his thumb in that first week game, and so they started their season early with Cooper Rush and playing pretty well. This feels like a very different team.
Dan, my question to you, if you're on this football team, is that almost disrespectful to Cooper Rush, who's been your backup quarterback, who's gotten an opportunity to play when Dak is hurt, who's performed well? Well, now Dak goes down, and you're just like, the hell with you, Cooper. You've done everything we asked, but we're just going to put Trey Lance.
I mean, you notice as an organization, sometimes you make decisions that are better for a certain individual or the long term.
Can I interrupt this video just for a moment? Did this man just say this would be disrespect to Cooper Rush? Do we not realize the Dallas Cowboys already disrespected Cooper Rush? The Dallas Cowboys gave up a 4th-round draft pick for Trey Lance. The Dallas Cowboys paid Trey Lance $5 million to be behind Cooper Rush. The Dallas Cowboys let Trey Lance play the entire preseason to skip over Cooper Rush and even be the next quarterback over Dak Prescott. We're talking about Cooper Rush's feelings? Can you disrespect him anymore? If I'm Cooper Rush, I'm not even surprised if you start Trey Lance. I'm not even shocked. If I'm Cooper Rush, I'm literally expecting Trey Lance to take my spot by the 2nd or 3rd game. This is crazy. No. I'm playing Trey Lance.
Term of your organization or to fix.
Hi, I'm Burke.
Dan Orlovsky is making some sense. That's not the part I want you to hear. Dan is about to drop a nuclear bomb. Listen to this part.
More so than, well, this guy was the backup. If you're the Cowboys, is Cooper Rush that much better than
Trey Lance on Sunday over Cooper Rush, who has the 5-1 record? I got it. The defense carried him. But why are they going to be better off with Trey Lance?
Oh, there's nothing that makes me say that.
What Trey Lance can do.
Exactly.
But listen,
I gave up a 4th-round pick.
They gave up a 4th-round pick for Jonathan Mingo, too. We're going to see him on Sunday taking the place of other guys?
You know where I stand on that. Here's the best case scenario for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
is Cooper Rush plays well enough for them to win a couple games and Dak comes back. So then that's going to create another issue because then he would be sitting at 7-1 as a starter, 8-1 as a starter, and that becomes a whole different conversation.
Well, what's the problem then?
It becomes a whole different conversation.
No, it doesn't. Cooper Rush's job is to keep the season alive as the backup quarterback. And don't tell me that all of a sudden you think that Cooper Rush should supplant the highest paid quarterback in football. Well, that's what you're implying.
You don't think that would become a thing?
No, I don't.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it'll be a top.
Stop it. Did y'all catch what Dan Orlovsky just said? Dan Orlovsky said the same thing I said yesterday. If Cooper Rush comes in, he beats the Eagles. He beats the Texans, beats the Commanders. This fan base will turn on Dak Prescott in ways that we can't even fathom. I want y'all to let that sink in. Who doesn't believe what Dan Orlovsky just said? I can't believe that Dan Orlovsky just made that much sense. And Adam Schefter is stupid. How can you be that naive? You're telling me that the Dallas Cowboy loving, Dak Prescott hating, Tony Romo loving, Cooper Rush loving Dallas Cowboy fans, that if Cooper Rush continues the mythological unicorn record, 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, wins his first 8 starts, he goes 9-1. You're telling me that even if Dak Prescott is healthy, the fan base won't lose their minds if they hand this game back over to the $60 million $60 million quarterback? Adam Schefter is dumber than I thought, because he should even be smarter than this, because he's always reporting gossip. Dan Orlovsky is speaking way too much sense. I need to see if it's raining Skittles outside right now. Dan Orlovsky is making too much sense. Let this man roll up in here. Y'all can tell me anything y'all want to. Yeah, we'll be happy, boy, Cooper Rush. Let him win 4 games and watch what happens. Let him win 4 games. This fan base will implode. It'll implode. Yep. Will Greer, that's right. And the backup, Dak called a great game. Yes. Y'all tell me what you think. Tell me, is Dan Orlovsky not telling the truth because he knows this fan base? He not only knows the fan base, he knows the haters. Andre, you said it. He's one of them. Niecy said if Jerry doesn't crown you as a quarterback, he will disrespect you the entire time he was with the team. Facts. Feelings. This ain't a campfire. It's football. I'm trying to win a game. Facts. Facts. Sports junkie. Tell me, sports junkie. This fan base would go crazy. This fan base would go crazy. Niecy said all the Dak haters will definitely run with what Dan said. Dan ain't dumb. How do you think that Big Mike calls the game for Cooper Rush? Run the ball. Time of possession. Safe throws. Play action. 25, 30 times tops. He's going to call the type of game. He's going to take away all of those at the line stuff Dak does. He's going to take all that out. He's going to give him 1 or 2 reads. Keep him a safety valve. He's going to call a game that goes with Cooper Rush's skill set. They got Michael Parsons coming back. Zimmer's going to call a pretty good game. Who knows? Dak Prescott is better than Cooper Rush. But Dan Orlovsky isn't talking. Dan Orlovsky knows Prescott is better. But Dan Orlovsky is saying something else. Dan Orlovsky is saying what I'm saying. I'm just telling y'all, this is dangerous territory. I would love for Cooper Rush, if people could think like Adam Schefter is saying, that if Cooper Rush comes in and wins 4 games, great. That's what you get the backup for. Do we realize that people don't get backup quarterbacks so that if the quarterback goes down, and let's say he's down for 6 games, they don't get him to say, let's get a backup quarterback. Maybe he can go 2-4, 3-3. 2-4, 3-3. We want him to go 6-0. He's the backup. He's supposed to hold down the fort until the starter comes back. That's what we have him for. And when the starter is well, starter's back in the game, in the story where everything's back copacetic. Not in Dallas. Fan base would lose their minds. My comment section would start trying to flame me and say, I told you Dak was sorry. You better believe it, Sports Junkie. I'm telling you, they would troll our channels like mad. G, as you said earlier today, Kellen is the defense room and knows Russian CD's tendencies. Put Trey in and start Mingo. Yep. I will never understand the Dak haters. See, I think with Trey Lance, in actuality, you actually solve a lot of problems. Because if you win with Trey Lance, there will narrowly be anybody saying Trey Lance is better than Dak Prescott because we already know he's not. But I also think the other part of this is this. I don't think Cooper Rush is going to win. I mean, he's not going to win. And Andre, I'm with you. I think this game and the Giant game are the 2 games that there is a good possibility, not that he wins, but the best chances of winning. They're the best chances of winning. But I'm telling you, though, this is a strange one here. I remember when Romo was ready to come back and Dak had Dallas in first place with double-digit wins. And they already don't like Dak. There won't be a quarterback controversy. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a fan controversy. Them jokers will go crazy. This fan base will forever then regret Dak Prescott, which I'm not worried about all that because I don't think it's going to happen. Because I'm telling y'all, Kellen Moore is a part of that defensive room this week. Kellen Moore knows Cooper Rush. Don't you ever discount that. He knows Cooper Rush. Just like Dan Campbell. Just like Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn knows Dak Prescott from practice. So the Washington Commanders game was already going to be a great game. You don't think he knows Cooper Rush too? He especially knows Cooper Rush. Scout team, anybody? He knows Cooper Rush. You can forget it against those. I think those 2 teams, even though I think with the Eagles, because they're injured, you got a little bit of a chance. I think with the New York Giants, they're not that good. But mark my words, the New York Giants are going to give the Dallas Cowboys everything they can handle because they smell blood in the water. Cooper Rush, they're going to get after Cooper Rush, y'all. They're going to get after Cooper Rush. And those other 2 teams, I'm not even worried about the Commanders and the Houston Texans. You can go ahead and book those. My wife bought tickets to the game. They're trying to sell them right now for the Houston Texans. You can forget that game. That game right there, if you're going to watch that game in Dallas, you're just going because you're a fan. You're not going to watch them win. It's over in that game. Sports Junkie said Turkey game going to be boring as heck without Dak. Rating might flop, and you will see his worth as far as dollars go. Boy, they love to hate him, don't they? As much as they hate him, they love him. As much as they love him, they hate him. Dak Prescott, these people should be paying him a percentage of their paychecks. Dak Prescott has been keeping these 3- and 4-letter networks paid for absolutely years. And the value of the franchise. skyrocketed with Dak Prescott as the quarterback. Call it anything you want to. It's just facts. It just is what it is. I'm pretty sure there's some other factors in there. But Dak Prescott is one of them. Dak Prescott is one of the factors of why they're so valuable. Daniel says all we want is for Rush not to make mistakes and play with an offense. Me too. And I think if they call the game right, and this is what we're going to be focusing on Friday, I think if they call the game right and everybody just calm down and get all of this media nonsense out of their head, I think they're going to have a chance. To beat the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the one game, this one in the Giants game, this is the one game that they might have a chance. But I'm just telling y'all. There are too many things going on in the background of this. Mike McCarthy may have sealed the deal, or maybe he already knows the deal. The chances of Jerry Jones getting rid of Mike McCarthy now, for me, are on the rise. Because Mike McCarthy just flat out ethered Jerry Jones. And so, for me, I think that Kellen Moore is a candidate for this job. And I'm going to tell you another reason why Kellen Moore is a candidate for this job. I saw something on Ben Johnson today, and I don't know. Let me see if it's on the Athlon. I saw something on Ben Johnson today, this hot shot guy from the Detroit Lions. And now I see why he's still the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. Hey, man, I ain't hating on him. This dude knows his worth. Do y'all know what he's asking for to be a head coach? Ben Johnson for the Detroit Lions. Anybody heard what he's asking for? Take a wild guess what he's asking for, y'all. Take a wild guess. You're not going to believe the dollar amount that he's asking for as a first-time coach. Just take a wild guess. This guy knows that he's good. Knows he's good. And I have no problem with that. You should know you're good. But y'all tell me what you think. Let me see the first person. Somebody just tell me, what do you think Ben Johnson wants, being as good as he is, because he is good, because he was in the running for the Washington job. Keith Rivera said $20 million. Anybody else? $20 million. I don't know for sure what he's going to ask for this year. But last year he asked for $15 million. Jerry Jones can't even bring this man on as an offensive coordinator and have him as a coach in waiting. You can't even have him. Yep, no cap, $15 million. That's what he asked for. So he's probably going to go to the Super Bowl this year. I mean, I really can't think. Dan Campbell, don't get fooled by that. They're not better than the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are mauling teams, y'all. They are literally, they're mauling teams out there, man. They're mauling teams. So we're talking about a whole different brand of football. And even though the Washington Commanders are doing really well, we're not going to take anything away from them, guys. They're playing extremely well. But the Detroit Lions, I mean, players on other teams are criticizing them for literally destroying teams. And don't let the game against the Minnesota Vikings fool you. I think it was. These divisional games are a lot more tougher than these regular, like these games when they're playing everyone else. And so they played, I mean, they play different. They want to win these games. But I'm telling you, Detroit different right now, man. Jerry should pay it. No salary cap on coaches. Jerry said you don't know the check I would write to win a Super Bowl. I'm with you, sports junkie. I'm telling you, I'd write that check. I would write that check unless, I'll be honest with you, if Jerry could agree to keep his nose out of football business and bring in Bill Belichick with a signed contract, prenuptial agreement, Nisi. He can't interfere in football, no kind of way. Must commit to giving Bill Belichick at least one trade and one player in free agency, at least one of each. And he brings in Josh McDaniels. I say sign Bill Belichick. I'm not taking Bill Belichick without Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels is a jerk, terrible coach. Offense coordinator with Bill Belichick, look at that record. He was with Tom Brady, them Super Bowls. This man's crazy with it. If Jerry would allow him coaching Howard staff without input or mailing during the season, then go for it. I'm telling you. And a guy like Ben Johnson is very arrogant. He knows his worth. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to take a chance on coming to Dallas unless he knows that there are some things in place to where Jerry Jones won't be meddling in all his business. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be hard for us to get these great coaches. People keep talking about Mark Vrabel. Okay, you keep thinking that you're going to get Mark Vrabel. I mean, unless he's desperate for a job, guys like that want control, man. They want to be over the football business. They don't want a coach meddling and GMs meddling in their business. That's not what they want. So, this Ben Johnson guy, I guess we can get that out of our mind. Might as well get that out of our minds because this Ben Johnson kid seems like he's gonna want the bag. I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, his stock is high right now. I mean, you're out here beating teams down like he's doing it. I mean, you better strike while the iron is hot. Get what you can. So I want to go to the Athlon. There was something that I wanted to show y'all the other day. And I think we had talked about this issue with Trayvon Diggs. And then we're going to finish up with Cooper Rush again. We'll kind of finish that out. But this dude, Mike Zimmer is playing on he's coaching on a different plane than these other coaches. And I'm hoping that you see these other coaches, now that Mike McCarthy has done what he's done, I hope they start doing some of the same stuff. But I want you to hear something real quick about what Mike Zimmer did. I don't know if y'all saw the Mike Zimmer press conference this week, but it was actually pretty funny here. Let me see. It was actually pretty funny what Mike Zimmer said about one Trayvon Diggs. Mike Zimmer's face, if a picture says 1,000 words, then what I'm about to show you with Mike Zimmer is worth 1,000,000 words. Mike Zimmer is about to say something so crazy about Trayvon Diggs. I think he had to catch himself. He had to catch himself because he realized he went literally savage. Let me see here. He went literally savage on Trayvon Diggs. And, it is what it is, man. I think the problem with the Cowboys is they need to hear more of some of the stuff that we're pointing out, because Jerry Jones has created this atmosphere of going so easy on his players that other people are afraid. And let me give it to you from Cowboy Fans Talk. I had
about the best.
I had the video, but it's quicker if I go to his. I want you to see what Mike Zimmer does here. Mike Zimmer is about to go nuclear on Trayvon Diggs. Listen to this.
Mike, last week Trayvon said, players are still getting adjusted or used to your scheme. When you see a play like the Mooney wheel route for a touchdown, what are your thoughts on where your personnel stands with their comfort with your scheme at this point in the season?
Now I got to get y'all to catch this part. This is somewhere along the lines of the Mike Zimmer conversation. We're in game 8. Trayvon Diggs is still saying in week 7, we're getting used to Mike Zimmer's defense. Is it week 2? Hold on, I need to check the calendar. Is it week 3? I'm kind of looking here, and it's week 10 in the NFL season. And Trayvon Diggs is saying, we're still getting used to Mike Zimmer's defense. Watch this. Look at this man's face. Mike Zimmer right now, in that photo, I bet you that man's toes dug imprints in his shoes and went all the way down to the floor. So this man is about to try to give Trayvon. So Trayvon Diggs has basically been giving himself an out of why he's playing so terrible. Oh, I'm playing so terrible. I'm playing so terrible because I'm still getting used to Mike Zimmer's defense. Oh, okay, are you? Let's see what Mike Zimmer has to say about this.
Again, you'd have to ask them that. I mean, it was man-to-man.
Y'all see that pause? Mike Zimmer, and then he has to catch himself because he just scorched Trayvon Diggs. What? Trayvon Diggs is blaming the fact that he's playing terrible. He's getting torched. And he missed a simple man-to-man bunch that if your man runs on the rub route, you go over the top, and you know doggone well you don't go underneath a rub route because you can't get underneath the rub route. That's why it's called a rub route. Simple play design, wheel route. His wide receiver is going to run the wheel route. Trayvon Diggs can actually beat him to the route. Oh, okay, I watched tape on this. Easy. You're about to go and run the wheel route. Uh-oh, I'm going to run over the top of the rub, and I'm going to meet you up here, and I know you're going for the pylon. Ball's already in the air. I'm Trayvon Diggs. I got great hands. I'm going to pick it off. Not Trayvon Diggs. Look at Mike Zimmer's face again. Mike Zimmer is basically saying there's nothing else to answer. You got to ask him why he messed up on that play. It's man to man. You ask him. Niecy said that look your mama gives you when you tell family business outside the house. Exactly. Jimmy Johnson would have fired both Trayvon and Micah. He'd have traded them. He'd have got another Herschel Walker trade. He wouldn't have fired him. I mean, if you call him trading, firing. Hey, Jimmy Johnson got the new Herschel Walker trade. Horrible play, Andre, by Trayvon Diggs. Horrible play. Let's let Zimmer finish it. Watch this.
I'm about to do something I rarely do.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, that's why I got to get the rest of the clip. But I'm telling y'all, man, shout out to Cowboys Talk. Boy, I'm telling y'all. Boy, Mike Zimmer did the fool on that thing, boy. Mike Zimmer did the fool. That's what needs to be done to these players. You want to go out here and play bad, and then you want to try to come in here and you want to try to make up excuses. You know how they said Puff Daddy, you know how Suge Knight said P. Diddy was all up in the videos? Okay, Trayvon Diggs, you want to be all up in the podcast? You want to be all up in the podcast making excuses? Talking about you ain't used to the defense. You've been here since training camp. You didn't get signed. You didn't get your deal signed the week before the season start. You didn't get your deal signed. You've been in training camp, man. You've been at the playbook, man. You've been going through walkthroughs. You think I'm about to let you off on that, huh? Mike Zimmer said, nah, bruh. Mike Zimmer said, we ain't doing that here. Mike Zimmer said, where you show out. You ever heard this before, Niecy? Where you show out is where you get woe out. Mike Zimmer said, nah, I ain't doing it this time. I ain't doing it. Mike Zimmer put that man on blast. Put him on blast, y'all. And then what I noticed what Mike Zimmer did, I think he realized how bad he smoked Trayvon Diggs, because he got to be in the locker room with him. He tried to come back and do a little bit more explaining.
But it really wasn't. Yeah.
No, the wheel route.
The first wheel route?
The same where he scored, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just didn't, it really wasn't, we just didn't play it good. Misaligned a little bit, but it really wasn't pre-snap motion that got us.
Mike.
And actually, Cousins did a really good job of fading away. I mean, Demo was going to nail him, and we just got caught in the trash, really, at the end of the day.
Todd Oxford with ESPN. When you look at Philadelphia's offense and Saquon and all the weapons that they have,
Zimmer nailed it. It's not really a lot to say. It was man to man. I mean, what do you want him to say? It was simple. Just a terrible play. And Trayvon Diggs has been doing these plays all year. He's been doing it the whole year. Niecy, you remember when he left Troy on the runway because he was late to the airplane? Yep, and the 88. I don't think Belichick would want Diggs. A lot of people would get cut. Bill don't play. I think that Jerry would have to let Bill help him build the team, because Bill not going to play with these diva players. The one player he loves is Dak Prescott. He's expressed it. I knew that look meant from Zimmer was from Zimmer and got it. Oh, man, Zimmer smoked him. Michael said Trayvon been in the meetings with them as well. Remember, poor execution on Diggs. This team got so many issues. And this is why I say that for people to think that this is the same type of team that Micah Parsons took, that Cooper Rush won 5 games with, we're sadly mistaken, y'all. We're sadly mistaken. And I don't understand this mentality that we have, and not all of us, but some of us have about this Cooper Rush thing. I want Cooper Rush to do well, but we need to really temper our expectations, because what we're saying basically is Dak Prescott's the problem, and that's crazy to even be saying. Let's look at I saw this flash up here today. Let's look at the Cooper Rush interview and see what they're asking Cooper Rush.
About your consistency and approaching each week the same, but again, your position back as a starter again, basically a year and a half after the fact. Just how does it feel different? Is your approach any different? The time you put in any different at all?
No, time's pretty much the same. The week-to-week process is pretty much the same. I mean, practice, you're obviously getting more reps, doing more things, but it's exciting. This is why you work. This is why you prepare to go and start.
If you guys see a quick flash of red on Sunday, don't be afraid. It's just number 10.
How much do you draw in 2022 and what you're able to do?
A ton. I mean, the more games you play, the more reps you bank, you put in your library, you draw on those. So feel confident in that. Been around here for a while, played with a lot of these guys before, which is huge when you're out there with live bullets, trusting those guys, and being out there before with them is big.
Do you feel more prepared now than you did going back into that stretch?
Yeah, I'm older, I've seen more, I've done more, and gotten better as a player, I think, over the years, so it's exciting.
Do you enter this game with the thoughts on the differences between 2022 and this one versus, as far as 2022, you were looking to help keep the team and the season on the rails. With this one, you're trying to help get it back on the rails.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to beat Philly. I mean, it's kind of our approach this week. You got to take them one at a time. It's a cliche, but it works. And so that's kind of the goal, and you just really take it practice by practice, game by game, and, we'll see what happens.
I know they trust your history. You trust your history. Is it tougher now because you didn't even get a lot of playing time in the preseason?
No, I mean, that's a couple months ago. It doesn't, I don't think it plays a big factor. You get out there and you practice with those guys and, gives reps with Jake and CD, and real quickly it comes back. And like I said, I played with them before, and I watched them over the years, so that's an advantage.
How different are your emotions just before the 2021 game in Minnesota, your first start versus now having all that under your belt?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's just more plays in your mind, your memory, and I've gotten better physically as a player, I think, and just understand more football, and you've played more football, and you just get better and better each year.
After that 2022 season, an argument could have been made that you could have found a role elsewhere. Why did you want to stay here and stay in this quarterback room?
It's a great room, great spot, great place. We've been good for a while, and a lot of great coaches, good offense, and it's a system and a place I know and comfortable with, and it's a good spot.
First time as a starter with McCarthy calling plays, how different do you think that'll be, or is it kind of the same thing now that you've been away?
I don't know if y'all caught that question. Did y'all catch that question that reporter asked? He said, you could have found a spot elsewhere, a better quarterback room elsewhere. Why did you stay here? Cooper Rush said he liked the quarterback room. Could it also be he didn't want to make a lateral move? See, we got to stop playing these games, y'all. We have to stop playing these games. So we actually believe that Cooper Rush could have found a job making $5 million a year, $10 million over 2 seasons, $15 million over 2 seasons, $20 million over 3 seasons. We actually believe that Cooper Rush, as nice, I like this man. But come on, people. Let's get our feelings out of this. Dak Prescott said it best. It's a football business. And that's why Dak said that if Jerry didn't re-sign him, there was going to be no hard feelings. You know why? Because Dak knew he could take his business elsewhere. Because he is the business. When you're an athlete, you're the product. You're the business. All the money is swirling around you. You're the business. Your arm's the business. Your leg's the business. Your mind's the business. Your play's the business. That's the business. It's based around your play. And if you don't have the play, you don't have the business. And it's not about getting paid, because if you play well, you're going to get paid. You're telling me that Cooper Rush stayed in Dallas to not even be one of the top paid backups. Y'all know how Jerry operate. Jerry going to put you on the peanuts, man. This man going to get you as cheap as he can get you. You're telling me that Cooper Rush, nice guy, like him, you going to tell me he stayed here strictly because he likes the quarterback room? He loves the team? Come on, man. We got to start being real about this stuff. This is crazy. It's crazy. And these guys are talking to Cooper Rush like he's some kind of superstar quarterback. Man, this dude ain't played in 2 years. I mean, he's been doing some garbage time stuff. But, man, stop it. This isn't the same team. This man is going in with a whole different, I mean, it's going to be totally different when he plays this thing. I talked about it already, Keith Rivera, Sports Junkie, Nisi. This entire culture the Cowboys has, it started with Barry Switzer. Jerry didn't like the Jimmy culture. It was too strict. It was too rigid. No room for buffoonery. Everybody was scared. Everybody performed because they were scared. And Jimmy couldn't come in the locker room after, Jerry couldn't come in the locker room after every game and give the team the pep talk. No, this football stuff, man. Jerry liked being all up in the locker room. I mean, it's weird. It's actually weird. He wants to be in the locker room when guys are getting dressed, changing, and whatever. It's weird stuff. What other GM is doing that? And that's why I said before, Mike didn't lose the locker room. Jerry did. Because Mike would have the locker room if Jerry stayed out of it. Jerry lost it when he did what he did with Zeke. You're going above your coach. When you're always talking about what we're doing, could you let Mike McCarthy tell us what we're doing? It's crazy talk. It's crazy talk. And that's why even with this Cooper Rush stuff, it's funny to me because it tells me everything I need to know. I mean, Cooper Rush, you got to stop, bro. I mean, you're a nice guy. I know you're not going to just sit up here and say all the stuff, but come on, man. Come on. You're telling us you stayed here because you wanted to. I know that's probably a part of it, but it also plays a huge part when nobody wants you to come to their team and they're not going to pay you any more money and they're not going to allow you to compete for a starting job. Come on, man. Great guy, but stop it. Sports Junkie, I can't name five GMs or owners. We already played that game on here. We couldn't even name 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing the calls every day on, game day and in practice. So it's we worked those kinks out last August pretty much, with the QBs and him calling it. And so it'll be fun. Looking forward to it.
How involved has Dak been in helping with your preparation this week, and what will his role be, if any, on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, he's been around, been in the meetings. He just loves being around with the guys. And, he's the leader he is. He's going to help out and really help out at other positions too that need it, kind of takes some stuff off, the starter's plate. That's what we do for him when he's out there, and he's doing it.
What's his mood like? What's he feeling? I know he's disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, being hurt, it sucks.
I heard Cooper Rush said about Dak Prescott. James Jones said Dak Prescott quit on the team. Dak Prescott still in the building. Still in the building. Still coaching. Still helping. Cooper Rush just said Dak Prescott is not only helping in the quarterback room, he's helping in other positions too. I believe Dak Prescott will either be in the broadcast booth or a head coach when he gets out of football. Dak Prescott got a serious football mind, and people don't understand it. The people who know football love Dak. The people who don't know football, they hate Dak. Cooper Rush said he's a leader in the building. That's why when they first said Dak was on injury reserve, I was shocked because Dak avoided injury reserve with the finger. He avoided it because he know he can't be in the building. You can't be around the team. There are rules to injured reserve. Dak wants to be in the building. Dak wants to be around the team. Dak was in the building and training with no contract. He almost brought Jerry Jones to tears. I remember that day, Jerry. That's why I like Dak. He had to admit, Dak ain't like everybody else. The way everybody else got money from you, Jerry, they held out. But Jerry, see, Dak was the first one that confronted Jerry with this issue right here. I'm coming for the team. I know I could get hurt. Do y'all know Dak could have had this hamstring injury in training camp? He risked it. He came out and practiced. He practiced hard. He was in the building. No holdout. Dak was doing his thing, putting his entire career on the line. James Jones, you know nothing. There's no quitting this man. He always bets on himself. And that's why he's still, I'm pretty sure he's probably on some kind of crutches or he's got something on his leg. He's still in the building. Dak said, I'm going to make my presence felt until I have to be out of here. I'm not going to be shocked when they go on the road. Dak Prescott's going to go on the road also. Dak Prescott different, y'all, I'm telling you, and people do not understand it. They're doing this man a disservice by not putting players around him.
Obviously being hurt, and but Dak's who he is, the same guy every day. You know, his spirit's high, and you know, he's doing everything he can to get back.
When did you learn to not be a quarterback like Trey Lance, another guy in the quarterback room with you?
Yeah, Trey's, you know, obviously he's in other places, so I mean, it's cool to, you know, talk and learn. Like, I've been here most of the time, so to get other things from other staffs or what they do and things like that, and you learn a lot that way too, and how different guys see the game.
Now, I want you to pay attention to what the look. I want you to pay attention to the look on his face. See, these guys don't say what they want to say. But I'm sure he's thinking in his mind, I'm playing this week. Could you stop asking me about other players? Okay, you can ask me about Dak Prescott, but I can't tell you how Dak Prescott is feeling. I mean, he's trying to get back. I know what he's doing. Dak's the leader of the team. But okay, now you're going to ask me about Trey Lance. Look at his face. This man is like, man, stop asking me all these doggone questions. Stop it.
Did you need to learn to know you're not Dak when you're out there playing? Don't try and do things that he did.
What? Man, I'm about to run out this room. This is my first time watching this interview, so you got to excuse my reactions. I'm just giving you my real What? Did this man just ask Trey Lance, ask Cooper Rush, you have to realize you're not Dak? Wait a minute. This is crazy talk. You think this man think he Dak Prescott? This is crazy, y'all. Let's listen to this again.
I need it. Kind of takes some stuff off, you know, the starter's plate. You know, that's what we do for him when he's out there, and he's doing it.
What's his mood like? You know, what's he feeling? I know he's disappointed.
How does he know how Dak feel? Unless Dak tell him. But wait, let's get this part.
Being hurt.
When did you learn to not be a quarterback like Trey Lance, another guy in the quarterback room with you?
Yeah, Trey's, you know, obviously he's in other places, so I mean, it's cool to, you know, talk and learn. Like, I've been here most of the time, so to get other things from other staffs or what they do and things like that, and you learn a lot that way too, and how different guys see the game.
Did you need to learn to know you're not Dak?
What? Did you need to learn that you're not Dak. What? I'm just sorry, y'all. I'm just going to give these people credit in these interviews. I'm just going to give them all the credit in the world. Y'all tell me. Man, what are y'all thinking that someone's asking you this stuff? She said Cooper should have said every time I look in the mirror. Come on, man. I don't need to learn that I'm not Dak Prescott. What is this man saying? Or is he saying that you have to realize you don't have the ability of Dak? Look at this man's face. Cooper Rush, I don't blame you. That question is ludicrous. That question is ludicrous. Who asked a person that?
When you're out there playing, don't try and do things that he did in any kind of sense?
No, I think you don't have to learn that. It's just, played a ton of ball in college, stuff you've been doing your whole life. You kind of trust who you are, and the system's a system. You do what you're supposed to do. You do what you're coached to do.
Mike said,
Coop said, I'm my own man. Just say it.
He played since preschool. I'm not thinking he's 4 years old.
Yeah, I think 5th grade, yeah.
How much does your demeanor as a person help you as a football player?
I think it helps the quarterback. Yeah, you just calm, cool, collected, keeps you good decision making. It's kind of what QBs have to do. You got to stay level because you are making a million decisions every play, and I think that helps a little bit.
Is the even kill demeanor something you've always had, or is it something you had to learn throughout the course of your career?
No, if anything, I've had to learn to be more vocal. But I'm more comfortable now and things like that. And like I said, I've been around for a while, and that helps.
That Eagles game 2 years ago was a little rough after the first 4 had been pretty clean. What do you remember about it? What can you take away from that game?
Yeah, I remember a tough first half, fell down there. I was really proud how we came back, and it was a very good defense, very good Philly team. Obviously, you want throws back and things like that, but it's always fun playing up in Philly. It's a cool environment. So it'll be exciting to play against them again.
When McCarthy was talking about you earlier in the week, and he was talking about the confidence the team has in you and the performance, and he actually compared you to a Rich Gannon. How flattering is that to be compared to a guy who did it like that and has such a
he had a great career. Obviously, I was pretty.
This is the Dallas Cowboys, y'all. This is literally crazy. Does anybody know who Rich Gannon is? What? How do you compare? Anybody who know who Rich Gannon is? How do you compare Cooper Rush? How do you compare Cooper Rush to Rich Gannon? I'd have fired Mike McCarthy just based on that. I would have fired Rich. I'd have fired Mike McCarthy just based on that. To compare Cooper Rush to Rich Gannon that's crazy work. That is literally crazy work. If I'm not mistaken, y'all help me out. If I'm not mistaken, didn't he go and win? Hold on a second. If I'm not mistaken, didn't he win a Super Bowl? Didn't Rich? I thought Rich Gannon either won a Super Bowl or went to the Super Bowl. Let me look at this real quick. Y'all respond in the chat. Some of y'all know this stuff better than me. Wait a minute. I just want you to put, I just want y'all, just for a second, just to show you, my sons always, I don't know, they always say glazing, talking about somebody glazing and all these type of things. I want y'all to look at this. Can y'all explain to me, how do you compare Cooper Rush to Rich Gannon? Explain it to me. AFC champion in 2002, NFL most valuable player in 2002, four-time Pro Bowl 1999 through 2002, two-time first-team All-Pro 2000-2002, AFC Player of the Year 2000 through 2002, Kansas City AFC Offensive Player of the Year 2000-2002, two-time Pro Bowl MVP 2000-2001, NFL Alumni Quarterback of the Year 2000-2002, NFL Passing Leader 2002, AFC Passing Touchdowns Leader 2001, AFC Passer Rating Leader 2001, AFC Completing Percentage 2001, Burt Bell Award 2000-2002, four times AFC Offensive Player of the Week 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, NFC Offensive Player of the Week 1992. How did this man fix his mouth? Cooper Rush, Rich Gannon. That's literally insane. That's insane. How do you compare a backup to a starter? And if Cooper Rush is anywhere close to Rich Gannon, y'all think he's in Dallas? Rich Gannon ain't backing up Dak Prescott. Rich Gannon is not backing up hardly anybody in this league, even today. Rich Gannon is going to be a starter on whatever team he's on. This kind of talk right here. This kind of talk right here is maddening to me. I thought that this ex-Viking quarterback Gannon led Raiders to Super Bowl 37. This is shameful. This the kind of talk right here I can't stand. You can't leave it at, we're confident in Cooper Rush. He's our backup. He's going to come in and do his job. He's going to do a great job. You got to compare him to Rich Gannon. This is pitiful, man. I can't take nothing serious from the Dallas Cowboys no more. It's just crazy talk. 2003 Super Bowl, Rich Gannon, Danny. I'm sorry. That is crazy talk by Mike McCarthy. That is crazy talk. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's insanity. I want to pick up right here tomorrow because I really want to get into the nuts and the bolts of how I believe that the Dallas Cowboys, if they're going to have a chance at winning this game, I believe that their chance at winning this game is Rico Dowdle. We're talking about Cooper Rush. I'm telling us, Rico Dowdle is their best chance at winning this game. They can win this game if they will just run the ball. They could have been winning these games if they would run the ball. We're not the lowest ranked running team, y'all, in the league because we're just that bad at running. We won't run the ball. And so I hope their game plan is to run Rico Dowdle. Just run Rico Dowdle. That's all you have to do. Because I'm telling you, if you look at the top running backs in the NFL, The top running backs in the NFL, they're the top running backs because they're getting the carries. They're getting the carries. You got to run the ball. You got to be willing to run the ball 15 times and break it on the 16th or the 17th time. You must run the ball. And so the problem with the Cowboys is it's not the running game. It's the lack of a running game because Mike is pass happy. Sports Junkie, appreciate us that super chat again. Cooper Rush Cooper Rush like, damn, why did Dak have to get hurt? I like sitting over getting his free check. He wanted to say this some big. Hey, let me tell you something. In any other season, if they were winning, Cooper Rush probably don't mind coming off that bench. But in this season, Sports Junkie, I bet you Cooper Rush is like, man, this is a mess. Man, this is a mess right here. I mean, this ain't the same type of 2022 season, y'all. This ain't the same. Man, Cooper Rush going to have a hard time in this game against the Eagles. They better run this ball, man. Oh, I'm going to give them a chance, Dan. They better run the ball. They better run the ball, and they better run it like mad. They better run the ball. But I got a strange feeling. Trey Lance is going to ease his way to this game. They love reaching back, don't they, Niecy? Jerry Jones is reaching all the way back to Michael Irvin, torn knee, came back 3 Super Bowls, same conversation, went back to Jimmy Johnson with Herschel Walker, and we turned that around and won 3. I mean, man, stop living in the past, bro. We're not done with the past. It's good to build on it. But what about your present? You're not learning anything from your past because you won't do some of the things that made you successful. Confident. I'm telling you, this is the key to the game to me. Rico Dowdle and Dalvin Cook. Run the ball 40 times. Run it 40 times. If you run that ball 40 times, you're going to win time of possession. Run it 40 times. You run that ball 40 times, 25 to Rico, 10, 12, Dalvin Cook. You keep this game very simple. Screens. Keep it a very short down. 2nd and 7. 3rd and 3s. Keep it very close to the vest. You never know. You can grind the game out. Yep. Every time they stop, if they drop back to pass, blitz every time. I would. Why wouldn't you? Blitz, man-to-man coverage. Y'all know the best quarterback in the league at the blitz and why they stopped blitzing him? Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, top 5 in the league when blitzing. That's why they stopped blitzing him. Dak Prescott will destroy you on man-to-man coverage. Not everybody can do that. I'm going to do that until Cooper Rush show me he can do it. I mean, I know pretty much what Philly's going to try to do to Cooper Rush. Take away CD and blitz him. That's why the Dallas Cowboys got to counter that. You know how you stop them blitzes? Run the ball. Don't run it up the middle. Run it to the left, run it to the right. Run it to the left, run it to the right. That's how you stop blitzing. That's how you stop aggressive blitzing teams. You run the ball. And if you get real lucky, you run the ball at that blitz. You run right at it. If they're going to blitz on the outside, okay, run at it. Run away from it. But the run game is the answer to the blitz. You got to run the ball. You got to run the ball. I hope he does, Confident, because I'm telling you, if you will run the ball, run it. Wait a minute, what needs to say? If Zeke starts up turning out the game, because that's not BP. Hey, let me tell you something. Man. Niecy? You better prepare yourself. Did you hear how Jerry was talking about Zeke? He's going to be a part of the game plan. He's going to be a part of the game plan. I guarantee you. But I don't mind if he runs good. He's going to be a part of the game plan. But I think it's the wrong game plan. I think Rico Dowdle just needs to be the back and let him do his thing. They said CeeDee Lamb is more than likely playing. I'm telling you what I would do, Danny Dodger. I would give CeeDee Lamb the worst game of his life if I was the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to jam him every play. I'm going to grab that shoulder. I'm going to hit him every chance I get. Even if he's not in the play, if it's going to the opposite side, I'm still going to run at him. I'm going to still try to push him on the ground. I'm going to do everything I can do to CeeDee Lamb. I'm telling you, man, the Cowboys are hurt just like the Eagles are hurt. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. Yeah, he's playing. He's playing. But I think the issue is going to be is how effective will he be? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm getting Mingo involved. Mingo, you said Mingo? Okay, I got some time. Let's see what Mingo said. Does it look like he playing? Let me find out here. Let's go back. You know, he could, you know, I think the Cowboys gave up too much for him. I'll be honest with you. But the one thing I like about him, he's a big-bodied receiver. He went to a college that has a pedigree for wide receivers. So I'll give him a pass from this perspective. I mean, not that I get to give him a pass, but I'll give him a pass from this perspective as it applies to his record, because I was kind of looking at some of his numbers and stuff. When you play on a team that's full of really great wide receivers, sometimes, you know, they have to really spread the wealth around, and you might get lost in the sauce. But his combine is what really moved him up the chart. And I just wonder kind of what was going on over in Carolina to where he couldn't get on the field. But all of that to the side. Having another sure-handed, big-body receiver in the game might help the Cowboys. We'll see.
I know it's been kind of a wild 48 hours for you, but what's kind of your emotions around it all?
I'm just trying to play football, man. I've been playing football my whole life, so just excited to get out there and play football, show people what I can do.
What do you hope is different here in Dallas than what you experienced in Carolina?
Trying to start just winning and go out there and make plays, try to contribute to the team. So I'm just trying to make plays and help my team win. That's all I'm trying to do.
What do you think are your best attributes as a receiver right now?
I'm a big receiver, so I feel like I can be used in different type of ways. I can run the route tree. I'm a big guy too, so just trying to be used the best way I can be used so I can help the team win.
Hold on, Andre. I told y'all before, I'm very biased. The one thing that I do like, big-bodied receivers. 6'2" and above. He's 6'2", 220. That's my kind of receiver. That means they got a wide catch radius. They can body up little cornerbacks. They can get you some plays sometimes that the little slender, shorter 5'7", Kevontae Turpin, 5'9", 160 pounds, 170 pounds, 5'10", can't use him. Tolbert put on some weight. And even CeeDee Lamb, people don't realize it. CeeDee Lamb is a finesse wide receiver. He's great after the catch. But it's easy to stop CeeDee Lamb if you jam him. It's easy to stop him if you put your body on him. He doesn't catch well in the crowd. That's why you don't see him do it. That's why he's not contesting balls. He's a smaller guy. He's not a short guy, but he's not a big guy. He put on some weight this year. People don't even realize it. CeeDee Lamb put on some weight. So the only problem I had with Mingo, I think the compensation was too much. 4th round was too much. But if he turns out, draft pick well spent. But in measurables for me, I'm very biased. I just don't deal. I would never deal with small receivers if it was my team. If you're not 6'2", 6'1" minimum, you better be a super stud if I even go 6'0". But my threshold would preferably always be 6'2" and above, 210, 205 and up. And he's 220, I think. So he's stating what he knows about himself. And I love something else he's saying. I'm just here to play football. Please keep that attitude. There's too much going on around these Dallas Cowboys. They need more players who say, I'm just here to play football. I want to contribute. I want to help the team win. Man, I'm going to tell you something. I absolutely hate that Dak Prescott got hurt. This dude with Dak Prescott, I can tell you right off the rip, as soon as he'd have hit the field, Dak Prescott is going his way. I guarantee you 10 times minimum. Because CeeDee Lamb has been such a diva this year, and he's not getting out of the breaks well. He's letting these people frustrate him by the way they're treating him in this double coverage. This guy right here, big body receiver, you know Jerry's going to bring him in, let him start. I think he would have changed things for Dak Prescott. I think he would have changed some things. And he may be the very reason why Dak Prescott tries to get back. He may be the very reason. Dak may try to get back just because of this.
You look at this as a first start for you?
Yeah, first start for me, new stomping ground. So just trying to go out there and win, help my team win, and try to prove a name for myself.
What do you think they've been working out in Carolina?
I don't know. You can talk to them. It ain't up to me. That's between the front office and the coaches and stuff. So I know some things I could have did better, but I'm here now, so that's the pass.
Where were you when you got the news of the trade, and what was the first thought and emotion that you had?
When I was at the crib, I really just woke up, so my mind wasn't all the way right. So I wasn't eating up for like 20 or 30 minutes. So I just got done eating, talked to my girl, and played with my dog a little bit. Got back in bed, saw GM call me, and they were like, "You trading?" I'm like, "All right, cool." So I'm just talking to my agent like, "What's next?"
CeeDee said you're a pretty big guy. Is his first impression of you? What was your first impression of him?
Laid back, chill, cool guy. So yeah, he cool guy. Be around, try to watch him in practice. You know what I'm saying? He practice hard every day, so I can see a reason why he one of the highest paid receivers in the league.
What did you remember about your visit here, and did you think it was impossible to get drafted here when you came?
I know that's one of my favorite visits when I came here, so I feel like everybody was just nice. It was a good environment. I know the coach around the team, and they was heading in the right direction, so it was nothing but good vibes when I came in for the recruiting process.
Have you talked with Jerry or McCarthy since you've been here, and if so, what are those conversations?
I ain't talked to Jerry yet, but I talked to McCarthy a little bit today at practice. We just talking ball.
Do you have any sense of how long it'll take you to be game ready?
No, I'm just taking it one day at a time. So just trying to learn the playbook, trying to stay extra with the coaches, walk through the plays and stuff. So I'm picking up on everything pretty fast. So it's just up to the coaches to see what they want to do.
How much different is the playbook?
NFL, everybody kind of runs similar plays. It's just more signals than we did in Carolina. So like more signals and hurry up offense. So that's about it.
What's the receiver room been like here compared to Carolina?
It's cool. It's cool.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I hate when these guys do this stuff. They're wanting him already to start some controversy. Oh, it's better than. Just stop it. Just dumb questions. Stop it. I love his demeanor. He's trying to let the past be the past. No grudges. He's not concerned about Carolina and their tripping. His concern is fresh start, and they're going to give him every opportunity. Just like they did Trey Lance, 4th round draft pick. They're going to treat you like you're a 2nd round draft. I mean, they're going to treat this kid like he's a 2nd round draft pick. Somebody better get ready. There are going to be some wide receivers that are not going to be here next year, and this kid right here they're going to make him one of the main parts of their offense. Won't be for Mike McCarthy, at least I hope it's not. He's going to be one of the main parts of their offense going in next year. I'm pretty excited. I hope Dak Prescott I hope he heals up and gets to come back and play with this kid. Let's finish it up. It's only 2 minutes.
Everybody got a good relationship, chill, laid back, helping everybody out. I don't miss my guy Adam, though. Adam Thielen is my dog, so but everybody cool around here.
Do you feel like a fresh start is a good thing for you? How do you look at that overall?
Man, it's a fresh start. Just just trying to make a first impression to everybody, show them what type of receiver I am, and see what I can do. So I'm just trying to go out there and make plays at the end of the day.
And then to hear how much they believed in you, how much does that mean to you?
I'm glad they took a chance on me, so I can show them what I can do. Somebody finally believe in me, so I can show them what I can do. So I'm just happy to be here.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you turning us on to that, Andre. I like what I'm hearing. I definitely like what I am hearing. Seems to be a really good kid. And that's why I say sometimes we got to be mindful. See, for me, I don't have a problem with Mingo. I just think the compensation was too high. But he may wind up proving us all wrong. And if he can prove at least me wrong on the compensation, I'm elated. I like his demeanor. I like his attitude. And I just hope he can, and I hope that he can hang in there. Don't be like don't get caught up in all this nonsense. I'm pretty sure Dak Prescott's going to make his impression on him. Niecy said that's the problem with this team, favoritism. You better believe it, Niecy. They're going to treat him like a second-round draft pick. They had a third-round grade on him. Jerry got his man. They're going to treat him. But you know what? If he can live up to it, I'm cool. Yeah, the Eagles got 2 rookie cornerbacks. But from what my understanding is, they've been playing pretty good. At least those cornerbacks have. Mingo playing on Sunday, cuz I think he is. I won't be shocked because he's saying the same thing I've said about the playbooks in the NFL. I've learned this listening to these guys talk. It's just the language. The plays are the same. You got to learn the language. It's the language. It's like language saying the same things. Yes, but C is yes in Spanish. You're just learning that language. But as far as the plays, they're the same. Angie, you say he talked like Turpin. Yeah. Run Rico and Dalvin till their legs fall off. That's where I am, Keith. That's exactly where I am. CD is no Emmett. One get hit in the shoulder, he crying. Hey, I'm telling you what I'd do to him. I'd maul him. I would literally maul CD. That would be the message to my defense. I'm like, man, maul him. Hey, Andre, you talking about CD might get 2 touchdowns. Keep playing. This dude right here might get one of them touchdowns. This dude, Ferguson, I think Cooper's going to probably be able to hit Ferguson if they run the ball. The seam will be open. Yeah, I think he's probably going to play. He might be good. He was good in college. I want to see what he does. I mean, he's here now. So, he's a crying over spilled milk. Route tree. And he said he can run the route tree. He can run it. And if he can run the route tree, he'll be good here. Because I think that's what they're missing. Mingo couldn't get on the field because he knew that his quarterback in Carolina was butt. Hey, you know what? We're about to see. I like what he said. He said, ask those guys. Love to see Mingo play hopefully by Thanksgiving. Man, confident. You better get ready. If Mingo ain't on the field this week, he'll be on there next week. Yeah, I bet he's going to play on Sunday. I'm okay with the player, but not the 4th rounder. That was me, 70s fan. I just didn't like the compensation. But I think he'll be fine. What's going on, DJ? My professor for sports media class told us many times, those reporters don't know what they're doing. I believe it. And I think a lot of them, we don't even need to call these guys reporters no more. They're content creators. That's all and there's nothing wrong with saying they're content creators. But what I mean by content creators, YouTubers are actually doing more footwork than they are. They're just trying to get the clicks. It's like the social media team is just telling them, hey, man, just get something to get us a good sound bite. Angie said, he sound hood. There are a few players on this team that want to win. Oh, yeah, even coaches. Dak Prescott is not listed on the IR guys. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, 70s. Emmanuel Acho said, and I agree with him, he said that Jerry Jones did Dak Prescott a disservice by saying he was going on injured reserve. Dak Prescott isn't on injured reserve. And for all accounts and purposes, He may not go on injured reserve. Because I thought it was odd because I know the rules about injured reserve. And the one thing Dak doesn't want to do is Dak doesn't want the leadership of the team to fall to anyone else. And you definitely don't want it falling to Micah Parsons or Trayvon Diggs. We lost last week because Rico didn't rush in the third quarter and he had 12 carries. I said the same thing, Mitch. Imagine if he had 25. I said the same thing. If they'd have ran Rico Dowdle 25 times, Dak Prescott isn't hurt. This game is in the books, and we're having a whole different conversation. Mingo was here. Dak Prescott would already have him up to speed, and we would be watching. Just like when Amari Cooper came, probably not quite the same, but we would have been watching a similar turnaround because now Dak Prescott would have a bona fide another option. I love how he says he will miss Thielen. He was learning from that veteran presence. You see the importance of what Mike McCarthy said? It's important. You don't gut your team of all the veterans. Why would you do that? You need your veterans. They're playing on a whole different level than guys who are just playing on athletic ability. They're playing with experience. They're playing understanding the game. You want young guys to learn from guys who got experience, played the game, been in situations. Maybe he didn't want to be in Carolina. I don't think he did. Because I don't know about y'all. I mean, I'm just being biased. But Bryce Young, if I'd have heard he was going to be the quarterback, I'm just biased, man. Bryce Young is a good kid. I just can't deal with short quarterbacks. I can't. They got to drop further back. They got to play a lot of shotgun. They got to drop further back. And they are not durable. They're smaller. That was one of the issues of my favorite quarterback, Michael Vick. Couldn't stay healthy. He's too small. I never realized how small he was. I think Mingo will beat Brooks out. Girl, Brooks is already out of his spot. They just waiting for the season. Brooks is on to another team. Content creators will press excess. That's all they are. That's it. I agree. At Angie. Yeah, that's it. So that's going to do it, guys. Tomorrow, we're going to focus on the keys to winning the game. The keys to winning the game. We're going to talk about more and more how Cooper Rush can win this game, how Rico Dowdle can win this game, and whatever else. We'll have our X section depending upon what someone talks about. But I think this guy's going to be pretty good. And I think that the Dallas Cowboys have a chance of winning this game if they'll just do what they're supposed to be doing. Yep, Andre Dak is still trying to play. That's exactly what he's doing. Dak said in the press conference, he's going to try to be out there next week. And so I won't be surprised if he's going to find some kind of way, because my son did it, find some type of way to where he can wrap that leg up extremely tight, and they'll put him in the shotgun all day long, and it'll just be quick throws and handoffs. It won't be this week. It's too soon this week. Won't be surprised if it's next week. Won't be surprised. Or the Texans game. Won't be surprised. As I said earlier, Jerry has toddlers raising babies. Facts. CJ Stroud is small also. Yeah, let me see. He looks a little heavier this year. Call me crazy, but he looked like he was a little bit heavier this year. I noticed he was a little light at Ohio State. But this year I noticed he seems like he's a little heavier. Let's see what he is up in here. Yeah, he looks a little heavier to me. He's 214 pounds. Yeah, he's a little slim for a quarterback. 214 pounds. But I'm thinking he looks heavier than that this year. Let's see. But here's the issue with CJ Stroud. I can deal with CJ Stroud because he's 6'3". See, CJ Stroud is 6'3". So you already know once these guys get in the league, what winds up happening to them, they gain weight. So CJ Stroud, he's 6'3", 218. I can deal with CJ Stroud because Dak is 6'2", 238. And I think Dak Prescott has slimmed up quite a bit. So, CJ Stroud, he's 6'3". I can deal with him. Yeah, I can deal with him. I know they'll gain weight. Great show. Appreciate you, man. I'm out of here. Hey, guys, we'll be back tomorrow probably around 12 noon. It'll be Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And, hey, man, it's going to be good. Yep. As my Niecy, you killing me. Niecy said, ask Michael CJ, he gained weight. That's his boy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm surprised he hadn't had him on the podcast during the football season. You know what, though? I spoke too soon. The Cowboys will be playing the Texans in 2 weeks. I will not be surprised if CJ Stroud is either on there the week of or the week after. The week after. Gerald Jones said he could throw from a wheelchair. I'm out of here, y'all. Until the next time, I'll see y'all tomorrow at noon if the Lord is willing. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll know the next time. Let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.